Good day, I'm Lisa Rowe and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, December 13, 2023. The Ministry of Education has launched a behavior change support services for students in schools across the island. Implementation will be in the next school term starting January 2024. The model that is being implemented by the Ministry's Division of Schools Services brings together many of the government programs offered in a team approach. It includes health promotion, health education, guidance, counseling and mental health services, nutrition, and behavior change.
We want to ensure all students have the best opportunity to participate in the teaching and learning program in their schools and to develop healthily. This emphasis on the collaborative or team approach by those who are empowered to offer the services is to ensure that all students have the best opportunity to participate in the teaching and learning programs in their schools.
The Education Minister gave the update on the project while speaking earlier today at the weekly post-cabinet press briefing. The tourism sector is projecting an unprecedented growth in earnings and visitor arrivals for the 2023 calendar year. This has positioned the sector back on track to achieve its 5x5x5 growth strategy of 5 million visitors and earnings of $5 billion by 2025. Visitor arrivals for 2023 is projected at over 4.1 million, with more than 2.8 million in stopover arrivals and in excess of 1.2 million cruise passengers. Earnings are expected to come out at over $4.2 billion, representing a 17.8% increase over 2022. It is also 17.2% more than the pre-pandemic year of 2019. The update was presented by Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett in a statement to Parliament on Tuesday.
Critical to enabling all of this is strategic partnerships. And so we have enhanced Jamaica's tourism success because we combine the resources and we expand our market reach and we create synergies and we collaborate and we compete in a lot of instances, Madam Speaker, instead of compete. And we have learned that because of COVID, that to compete is better because we share ideas and we develop synergies in the process.
Minister Bartlett says the sector has recorded 10 consecutive quarters of growth since the COVID-19 pandemic and will achieve 11 at the end of the October to December quarter. He says the outlook for the sector based on the rapid growth will see the 5x5 in 5-year strategy being realized in 4 years.
This influx of tourists have translated into a significant economic boost, with revenues reaching new heights.
Still in Parliament, the House on Tuesday approved a 180-day extension for the Zones of Special Operations ZOSOs, now in 7 communities across the island. The extension has moved from the usual 60 days following a provision made in approved amendments to the ZOSO Act in November this year. The security measures will run until June 2024. The communities are Mount Salem and Norwood in St. James, Denham Town in West Kingston, Greenwich Town, August Town and Parade Gardens in St. Andrew, and Savannah Lamar in Westmoreland. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang says the work in the communities has transformed the areas and restored a sense of dignity to the residents.
The documented successes of the zones are not just infrastructural transformation, but have been evidenced in human capital development. This year, greater emphasis has been placed on the behavioral and development changes in the lives of the beneficiaries in the designated zones. Significant work was done in relation with the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, Ministry of Education, and we are moving into the psychosocial area rapidly.
Minister Chang says the mental and emotional well-being of citizens in the designated communities is being treated as critical for crime reduction and diverting young people along a productive and creative pathway. As such, the first Child Adolescent Guidance and Family Service Unit is being established in St. James. 4 to 6 psychiatric aides have already been trained.
The psychiatric aides are individuals who are already working in the field in various areas of service areas that relates to the community, and they are provided with basic training to be able to identify those with emotional stress and strains early and therefore get them to the right kind of professional counseling that is required to prevent them resorting to violence at any time or getting into any kind of other dysfunctional behavior.
Members of the public are being encouraged to send in written submissions regarding the job descriptions, performance standards, and codes of conduct for parliamentarians. The deadline is Friday, December 15. Submissions must be addressed to the Clerk to the Houses, Gordon House, 81 Duke Street, Kingston, or emailed to clerk@japarliament.gov.jm. A joint select committee of Parliament has been mandated to consider the measures and submit a full report to Parliament with recommendations. Addressing a virtual town hall last week, Speaker of the House of Representatives and the Chairman of the committee, Juliet Holness, urged citizens to make their contribution.
The committee will be taking a look at all the submissions and will continue with a subsequent deliberation, having collated a matrix of the submissions that have come in for the committee. We do have some submissions so far, not, in my estimation, sufficient, and time is still there for individuals who desire to make an input to do so.
Mrs. Holness said submissions will be tabled during the next sitting of the committee, and all Jamaicans will have an opportunity to view them. In addition, deliberations on the submissions will begin when Parliament resumes in January from the Christmas break to consider all the material that is available.
At the end of the process, comments and recommendations will be distilled, collated, reviewed, and incorporated into the committee's report to the Parliament, which will influence the content of the job description finally promulgated for the nation's parliamentary representatives.
And finally, the Ministry of Education and Youth has condemned Friday's shooting death of 14-year-old Anchovy High School student Randino James. At this morning's post-cabinet press briefing, Portfolio Minister Favour Williams described James's death as senseless. She informed that grief counselors had been dispatched to console grieving students, teachers, and families.
We mourn with the family and the school community, and again strongly condemn the killing of students who, as we all know, are the future of Jamaica.
It's reported that Randino was taking shelter from the rain at a bar in his Montpelier St. James community when men opened fire on the establishment. Randino and a female were shot. Young Randino succumbed to his injuries while the female is recuperating. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Lisa Rowe. Thanks for watching.